Crime is a major issue throughout the world, and it persists and worsens in many areas, despite substantial efforts and revisions made by governing bodies. The idea that arbitrary, inconsistent, and unprincipled reactions by an authoritarian law monopoly would address the problems effectually is as nonsensical as the same for parenting a child. Imagine if a parent were arbitrary, inconsistent, and unprincipled with their responses to various behaviors. If one parent tells a child it's okay to watch TV before their room is clean, and the other parent enforces the opposite, that is an inconsistency, same as with enforcing a rule only sometimes, depending on mood or situation. If a parent seems to have rules that come and go as if they are the roll of the dice, this is arbitrary rulemaking, and the child isn't sure what makes a rule important or worth keeping. If a parent makes rules that seem to have no basis, as if they just serve trending convention or preferences instead of being based upon foundational true principles, the child is just learning to obey, and will probably choose to unlearn that as time proceeds. Law must be consistent, definite, and principled. Changing to and fro, depending on the outcome of political campaigns, teaches the entire population the truth probably doesn't exist, and that leaders can therefore direct things however they may decide to. Denial of constant and unchanging truth is a bold dismissal of the reliable technologies and concepts we use every day. Planes would fall from the sky and computers would be expensive scrap if constant truths didn't exist. Just as with parenting, behaviors are adjusted through true principles in the law industry. Crime is no easy problem, and true principles still can't make the world 100% flawless, but they do far better than ignoring true principles. Currently, various political leanings insist on their particular view, and have no instruments or environments by which they are made to answer down to grueling details about the full and all-encompassing picture, of which they previously understood but a small facet. Most hold their views without being able to comprehensively satisfy all sides and outcomes of the law industry in its entirety, and so are able to sway law, but without having the full equation, and, as expected, without having the correct answers. Equations are not correctly solved when their data is incomplete. Principles are true if they reliably prove to be true and useful in the equations for solving problems. True principles, consistently upheld, definitely, and without arbitrary exceptions like special pleading, are necessary for the optimal mitigation of crime. One such true principle is the principle of omnidirectional accountability, which is concluded from the principle of self-ownership. When accountability is from one source, or monodirectional, then accountability can be withdrawn by that one source, as serves them in the granting of favorable exception to elite groups and individuals. When accountability is omnidirectional, crime has no hiding place. Police service must be demonopolized, and all persons must be emboldened by law to uphold self-ownership. Law must be consistent, definite, and principled.